Good morning, good morning. It's Monday morning, February 3rd of 2025. I hope everyone is having a blessed and wonderful morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Hallelujah. So you guys, regardless of what your day is starting out in, you woke up, you're here. You may be here in pain. You may be here in stress. You may be here in frustration. You may be here with needing bills paid, or somebody's sick, or the job is getting on your nerves, or you don't have a job. Whatever the case may be, you're here. So that means that things can turn around. At the blink of an eye, things can turn around just like that. So don't fret. Just rejoice in this day. I want you to hear something. This is a guy that I like watching, Brian Tyler Cohen. He has several different, he got podcasts, he got YouTube, he got several programs out here that he does. But I watched him a lot dealing with the politics of coming up on the election and all that. And I put out there, we talked about DEI a little bit on the live the other night. And then I put out there the things that programs that they're trying, this Frozen, I think they go back to court today. And then I put out there that we just need to work together with everything that we got going on. But we talked about the plane accidents too, the commercial flight with the military helicopter, and then the medevac aircraft that went down in Philly. I think we briefly talked about that a little bit. But he has, I don't know, I just like his viewpoint a lot of times. And so this is him talking about this whole thing with the our elected person in charge blaming DEI for the plane accidents. So this is so interesting. But you guys listen up.
Any flack for the crash, that even though no one was casting any blame immediately after the crash, Trump decided to come out and point the finger at DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is basically the right's catch-all boogeyman. It's euphemism for black people.
Yeah.
In other words, Trump recognized that he was the person in charge, and so in order to preempt having to take any responsibility, he wanted to lay down the marker that, in fact, he wasn't responsible. He wasn't accountable. And, of course, that backfired in the sense that not only is he the president, not only are there no Democrats in power to point to,
none,
but he came into office and took all these steps to, quote,
listen,
excellence in our federal aviation.
Make America great again.
What I mean. On January 20th, Trump and Elon Musk pushed out the FAA administrator. They never bothered naming a replacement. Also on January 20th, Trump implemented a federal hiring freeze, which included air traffic controllers. And that's important because we would eventually come to find out that the crash involved one air traffic controller doing a job that would normally require two people.
Yeah.
On January 21st, Trump disbanded the Aviation Security Advisory Committee and fired the TSA director. On January 22nd, his White House posted, President Donald J. Trump ends DEI madness and restores excellence and safety within the Federal Aviation Administration. And then 1 week later, the first commercial plane crash occurred in 16 years. So that's it. There was no more DEI. Everything that happened in aviation moving forward was Trump's. He owns it now. He can't blame the woke Democrats. They're not in charge. And he ended their programs. Republicans are in charge. They run the House. They run the Senate. They run the White House. So how do you blame the people who you've replaced? And Trump knew that. So his next best option here, his only option here, was this amorphous.
You see, that's what I'm saying about the tomfoolery and bullshit of this administration. You did all this, and then you turned around because, as usual, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Their ass is leading the United States, and you're up here making these decisions and not knowing what the outcome, or not even taking the time to do the research to find out what the outcome will be. If you do A, what will happen at C? Not B, but C. So you making all these cuts, and you cut so bad that you had, and let me say this, being a air traffic controller is an extremely stressful job. If you ever look up the stats on the people working there, stress, and all these things like that, it's an extremely stressful job. Just think of it, of what they're doing, And so they have people's lives on their hands every day, their whole shift. unlike the rest of us, I might daydream for 5 or 10 minutes, but it ain't gonna kill nobody. Let them daydream for 5 or 10 minutes and what can happen. So now you done cut the budget, cut the people. So now you got people doing 2 jobs, just like most of us. We have all worked a job where they've cross-trained you, as they say, which really means that we're just going to cut back on staff and you're going to do more work. So now you got an air traffic controller, which is already stressful to do one job as an air traffic controller. Now you're doing a job for 2 people. And you're supposed to be at your A game to be able to do that. And then when things happen, I'm just trying to figure out, help me understand, people. Why is it in this, and I'm going to lose this term loosely, this gentleman's mind, because I refuse to call him the P word. You know, he's just sitting up there. He's a figurehead, okay? Why is it that it's always people of color's fault when things happen? I have yet to see him blame people of his persuasion. It's always people of color when things happen. The drugs coming in, the women getting raped, the people eating the cats and dogs, the people misusing the monies, the reason why airplanes are falling out the sky, the people coming across the border. I mean, oh, yeah, it's just everything. Everything is always people of color's fault. And yet people will sit up there and say, he's not a racist. He's not a racist. Did y'all look at the people that's behind him? I think there was that one CEO he looked like he's Indian or something. And the only reason why he got to be there is because he's the fact that he's a CEO. Because if it was up to him, he probably would not have even had him on there, but he needs him for some reason, you better believe. That's the only reason why he was there. Y'all need to stop the madness. Quit looking at the surface and dig deeper and see what's really out here. I'm telling you. The enemy of my enemy is my enemy. Y'all better understand that we may have divisions, in this country amongst ourselves. There's little people down here on the bottom. But I tell you what, to fight the big bag monster, we're going to have to get it together. We're going to have to be friends or alliances or have an alliance with each other until this is taken care of, because this is what's going to happen. Everybody underneath is going to suffer. Everybody underneath him on the way down is going to suffer. You better believe. And with these tariffs, these other countries ain't playing with us. It's not like they particularly liked him anyway. So this is just, and see, this is how people don't understand. When you get the people on the playground and everybody wants to be king of the mountain, the rules change. There ain't no rules. So it don't matter what I do to become that king, meaning that you can throw sand on me, but I'm going to try to throw twice as much sand on you. Then you're going to try to throw something back, and it's going to be an all-out war. So you over here sitting here talking about, I'm going to put 25% tariffs on this country, that country. If you think these people are going to sit back and take your bullshit, they're not. And not only are they not, they have strategically gotten together to make sure that when they do what they do, if this person doesn't get it together, then they strategically want to hit certain spots and things. So, just a heads up for those who don't know. Canada itself is strategically making sure that they hit the red states, because they know that those are the states that voted for him. So unfortunately, the people that voted for him will get the brunt of most of it because of the fact that he's the one making the decisions. And so, like, apparently liquor is a big thing coming out of Canada and going into Canada. So they're putting 25% tariffs on the liquors going into the red states. Plus, they're having them take down the liquors being made in the red states off their shelves. Now, look, y'all know how big Canada is. It is not like Canada is a New York. Canada goes across the United States. If you haven't looked, look out on your map. Canada goes from one end of the United States to the other end. So if you're a distributor, if you're a maker, let's just say you're Jim Beam. Okay, You make a lot of money, but would you really want to lose all the businesses that's selling your liquor in Canada? Really? You really want them to take all that down? Or Jack Daniels? Or Marker? Whatever that Marker one is? Or, Martell? I don't know. Whoever. Would you really want them to do that? As a business person, I don't think so. So that would definitely piss me off, that because of a decision that you made, I'm getting money taken out of my pocket, but you're still lining yours with the money that's coming in. Make it make sense, y'all. That was my Monday morning rant. Maybe that's what I should name it. Monday morning rant. And we may have these every Monday for the next 4 years. I don't know. I just need a place to vent. So for those who are not in politics, you can skip over this video because you probably won't like it. Those who think that I don't like people of other colors, persuasion, that is not true. I just said we all need to stick together. I think we should stick together when things aren't bad. But what I do know, people will band together when things are bad. I don't have an issue with people of any race. I mean, I was raised around most races my whole life. I'm a military brat. So, yeah. I just hate it when other people decide to use that as their weapon, just like I don't like when people use God as their weapon. You know what I mean? Jelly bean and girlfriend. What is y'all woman doing over there with the crazy wigs? What? I don't even understand how this woman ever said she went to, you know what, that's a whole nother video. Don't even let me mix that in with this. Let me get off here and do my job. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. Mwah. Me and Parker say hello and goodbye. And Parker says hello to the Parker posse. Woof, woof.